The MAGA movement is racist. The racism trickles down from Kanks all the way down to his followers. And they like to act like they're, oh my God, you're playing the race card. Everything they do is racist. You can look at the whitewashing of history, the removal of gay and black and brown service members from the names of boats, from exhibits, from government websites, and replaced with Confederate soldiers that were complete racists that fought a war so that they could keep slavery intact. And you have this whole thing of from Trump all the way down. They're now trying to whitewash the issue of slavery. Right. It's the most regressive thing on the planet. Well, if you're in MAGA, if you're in the Death Star, you need to be served a daily dose of justification for your racism. And nobody helps them justify this more than Fox News, specifically the Queen, Jesse Waters. And Jesse Waters is an absolute propagandist and a bigot. And I want to give shout out to my gal over at Decoding Fox News who does the Lord's work. And she worked on this clip, and it is devastating to watch what millions of Americans consume all the time. And they feel nothing but better, and they salivate when they hear racism served up to them. And then on Sundays, they go and praise the Lord with their racist mouths. Play the clip.
Majority of the crime is black on black. And I don't hear any black leaders besides Harold Ford, Tyrus, and myself talking about the need to reduce crime in these neighborhoods. What about Al Sharpton? Al Sharpton was sitting cross-legged at Martha's Vineyard next to Joy Reid the other day. He never talks about black on black crime. Donald Trump should win an NAACP Image Award if he can clean up. Don't laugh. If he could clean up these black communities, because it is a real problem, he can put it next to the Nobel Peace Prize. Black on black crime is going to keep raging if everyone's so afraid to talk about it. You can't arrest your way out of drugs, gangs, and broken homes, but it's a good start. Well, over 90% of the black victims of shootings are black. I didn't say that correctly, but you get the point. Trump has every right to use the guard to stop black gangs from killing. Over 90% of the shooting victims in D.C. are black. Trump believes Black Lives Matter. Do Democrats? We can't let DEI slow down the USA. The only thing that could have been worse if they had made it Blacker Barrel.
No, my God.
Okay. That would have been bad. This they can recover from. It seems like the politicians who don't experience crime want to keep the crime in the black neighborhoods. Mr. Trump's loudest critics.
So this is devastating as Decoding Fox News puts all of that together. And the continued tropes and misinformation and racism that comes out of Fox News. And the majority of their audience are white Christians. And they consume this news and they feel more justified about being racist. They espouse and speak more racist things on a daily basis because this propaganda arm, this entertainment hate channel has radicalized millions of Americans and is one of the biggest, aside from Citizens United, one of the biggest components that led us to this Trump presidency. And at some point, we can sit here and blame Donald Trump and Donald Trump and Donald Trump. But there's another point where we need to blame the people that vote for him. We need, as white people, to be allies with our black and brown sisters in this country and stand up for racism everywhere, all the time, loud and proud. Because this space that these people are given, we can stop it on a local level. I have heard people say very racist things in my presence. As a privileged white woman, I've heard it, and I check them. I make them uncomfortable. I let them know that that racism will not be tolerated in my space. I will not share oxygen with a racist. And when you live in a Bible Belt state, it is pervasive.
The dehumanizing of people, I watch that and I think, so this is how we're getting here. We have dehumanized Black people. Now we're dehumanizing immigrants, dehumanizing LGBTQIA plus communities. We're dehumanizing women. These people want nothing for anybody than the white male with money. I am so offended and grossed out. Jesse Waters should be ashamed of himself.
Well, and let's just talk about all the MAGA criminals. You can go check out Right Wing Watch on Twitter and on Instagram, where all of these MAGA men, guess what? They're pedophiles. All right. Next up, we have Fox again. And here they are really, really doing a whiplash moment where they are claiming that criticism of Trump and his declining health, which we can see and hear, is woke. And they're calling out ageism.
Well, and also apparently they have no elderly relatives or people who are getting up there, and they bruise easily. It's just it's like a fact of life. Do you not know that fact? Especially if you take aspirin for any condition, you're going to have be more prone to bruising.
Really great point. I want to make one other point. 25% of people at 80 are demented. Guess who was in that group? 25%. The former president. This guy, he's in the 75% group. This is pure ageism. It wasn't.
Oh, no, that's great. Oh, yeah, that is ageism.
This is ageism, to be looking for something wrong with this guy who's in great health just because he's 79.
A few weeks ago.
It's unbelievable, the lack of self-awareness and how they are able to gaslight their viewers who willfully absorb it because of the aforementioned racist clip that Decoding Fox News put together, because they got to get that hit. It's like a Pavlovian exercise for them. They've got to get that daily dose of racism to justify being the abject pieces of shit that all 77 million of those people are.
I just watched that clip and my mouth hangs open. All we heard about was Biden. And Biden, at least they were talking about a cover up. Nobody can cover up for Trump because he's that far gone. I'm just sitting there going, if you're a religious Fox News viewer, how does this not clip your brain? Like, well, they did it to Biden. Why aren't they? And now they're doing it to Trump and it's different. But that's how they've justified everything.
Yeah. And I would say, I don't have any facts for this, but when I would assume the majority of Fox viewers probably think the earth is 5,000 years old. So when you start with that, they'll believe anything. Next up, we have, the cracks are really, really, really starting to show in MAGA. This Jeffrey Epstein file thing is really bringing it out. Here's Alex Jones on loyalty. Play the clip.
All right, you don't have to come in. I hung up, started fucking crying, and then he goes on fucking air and lies about me. Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. I won't fucking take people stabbing me in the back anymore. Fuck you.
All right, moving along. This stuff should just be so easy for the Democrats to dismantle. It should be layup shot after layup shot after layup shot. So I was, much to my surprise, when I read this article in Politico. Kylie, put up the first excerpt. A Democratic strategist, a New York operative named Hank Scheinkampf says, and I quote, "Mamdani is the greatest threat to Democrats probably since Ronald Reagan, because he's everything Democrats have been accused of being, and in fact is, to the extreme. Republican ad makers will know what to do with this," he says. So what I have to say to Hank is, you are the most out of touch corporate Dem propagandist shill, and you are the reason that Hillary Clinton lost, and you are the reason that Kamala Harris lost. And y'all can stay as the party. This is the conservative Democratic Party that can't be forward looking, that can't listen to what the base is doing. And here's what I have to say to you, Hank. Bernie Sanders' message has not changed. And in fact, he's gotten more and more and more popular. And I can tell you this because I didn't vote for him in the primaries back in the day. I voted for Hillary. I regret that vote. I made a mistake. I bought into the bullshit propaganda, the stagnant Democratic propaganda that propagandists like you shill out to the Democratic Party. And I was wrong, and you are wrong now. Mamdani stands up for everybody, and he is the opposition to this horrific Citizens United ruling that led us to this fascist moment. Here's another clip from this Politico article, another excerpt. I've never seen Republicans more giddy about the idea of a socialist mayor in New York City, said former Nassau County Executive Laura Curran, a Democrat. They're more excited about this than Ma'am Donnie's followers or supporters. All right, Laura, you are the reason this type of strategy that Kamala Harris lost. I bet that you thought it was a great idea that Kamala trot around with Liz Cheney, who was a liar and a war hawk and a nut job. I bet you thought that was a good idea. You're the reason we lost. And I just want to express to you from deep in the Bible Belt, many, many, many people that I know, and this is anecdotal, that are centrists, libs, or maybe even liberal Republicans, I'm socially liberal and fiscally conservative. They like Ma'am Donnie. They like him a lot because he's beholden to no one, and he is the solution to all of the problems that we find ourselves in. Not he as an individual, but the messaging. And you know who else has acknowledged this? You two dipshit Democratic strategists. You know who else has acknowledged this? Steve Bannon and Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
When you're getting outflanked by these two whack jobs, we have a big fucking problem in the Democratic Party. The ratings of the Democratic Party are in the shitter. We are not going to listen to your bullshit anymore. You try to go fill up an arena like AOC, like Ma'am Donnie, like Bernie Sanders can. And now there's this guy out of Maine, Graham Plattner. He filled up a whole arena talking about this shit. You guys need to resign and go off and basket weave because you are not helping this moment. You are just obsequious to the patriarchal corporate structures that caused us to lose 2 presidential races to a complete fucking moron, Donald Trump. Can you believe that they have the audacity to keep us on the same road? It's unbelievable, Pumps. It pisses me off.
It pisses me off too because I see article after article of them not going after Trump hard because they're like, well, we don't want to upset. We're sliding into fascism. We need guns ablazing. We need all hands on deck, and we need these strategists to sit down and shut the fuck up.
I agree, Pumps. You tell them. All right, listen. The summer's hottest summer read has now morphed into the cool read of the fall. The leaves are falling, and this book will not fall. You prop it up. It's a great way to support our show. It's a great way to learn more about how we got here to middle-aged women in the buckle of the Bible Belt sitting here trying to stand up for democracy. It gives you a little backstory. It's a great way to support us. The link is below in the show notes. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with more news.